Alright, good day, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Peter. For those of you that are new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading to the channel. Alright, you guys, so I am here today to give you your ancestor message. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel so far. I hope that a lot of the messages that are being communicated are making sense, and I do get some feedback from a lot of you guys, and I appreciate all the feedback. I just want to give a quick thank you to everyone that, look, they go to birds and landed. It's like, they like, we ready. Let's get this message popping. So, but I want to give a quick thanks to everyone who has supported Spirit Soul from the beginning, and those of you that are here now to support. And thank you guys for getting the channel to 3,000 subscribers. I hope that you all continue to share, continue to hit like, and continue to support. So with that being said, you guys, your ancestors are signaling, like, I don't know, I think some of y'all was cooking yesterday, and y'all cooked something that one of them really liked, and they really wanted it. One of y'all fried something. I don't know whether it was fish or y'all fried some chicken. I don't know what it was, but one of your ancestors, your uncle ancestor, came, and he really wanted some of that. So when y'all making y'all dishes, y'all please continue to consider your ancestors, okay? Because they are definitely about and looking and wanting the things that you guys are, putting out there most of the time. So, but anywho, your ancestors just wanted me to, quickly come on here and talk about the enigmas. Like, some of you, your ancestors are saying that you guys are like kind of difficult to understand. And the reason why they feel like you guys are kind of difficult to understand is because sometimes you guys are rocking with them and sometimes you guys are not. And they're not sure whether this is due to the inconsistency or due to you not being certain of what it is that you kind of believe in yet. All right, but your guys and your ancestors are saying, like, it's time for you to make it clear to them, because they're not sure, like, what you want them to do or what you're wanting to do with this. Like, they don't even know if you're sure. All right, so but they're definitely saying that some of you are very complicated to understand. And it doesn't matter what you decide, because they're going to be there to assist you and guide you anyway. There's a lot of things that may be happening around you, and you kind of like don't understand why it's happening. Like, you might be dropping things a lot, or dropping food, or dropping something a lot, and you probably didn't used to drop things a lot, and now you're dropping it. Well, that is a form of ancestral contact. Like, because you're not used to dropping things a lot, or maybe burning yourself or things like that, they're trying to like get you to know that they're about, even when you be feeling like they're not about, or even if you're uncertain of whether you should communicate with them or not when they are about, if that makes sense. So your ancestors are saying, like, they really don't care what it is that you do. Just make sure that whatever you're doing with them is consistent, because they're uncertain. But one thing that your ancestors are wanting me to communicate today is that this is a result of your own actions. So whatever it is that you are feeling like a need that has not been met as of yet, this is like a result of your own actions. So if you're feeling like you haven't gotten to where you feel you deserve to be, or you haven't gotten to a space that you feel like you're supposed to be yet on your journey, or in this particular life, they're saying that this is a result of your own actions. Like, it's time for you now to take ownership of your own actions. All right, eliminate a lot of the different things that are coming around. It's like you're allowing a lot of things to come into your space and interrupt your flow. And your ancestor said that, like, these distractions are excuses for you, all right? Because now you've already received the message like, hey, you know, you're not supposed to be doing all this distraction. This is a time for you to be isolated. This is a time for this. This is a time for that. But you are now taking these distractions and using it as an excuse not to do what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And so your guides and your ancestors are like, look, you can make up all the excuses that you want, but the life that you have, like the space that you're in right now, if you don't feel like you have developed enough, if you don't feel like you have made the necessary steps forward, if you don't feel like you are where you would like to be, it's no one's fault but your own. All right, so that's that part of that ownership and that accountability, because you have them here ready to assist. You have your guides leading you and all of these things, and yet, you know, the little bitty thing that you have to do, you are not making time to do it. So they're saying that it's nobody's fault but your own. You can't continuously blame people for where you feel you are not at. It's your fault. All right. And whatever work you feel like you need to do around it, then do it. All right. But they're not here for your excuses. It's time out for all the excuses. You're a little too seasoned to have these excuses. And they're saying that like you wouldn't even take these excuses from your family members or your friends or your children. So why would you even accept the excuse for yourself? All right. So whatever it is that you need to be doing, that you feel like, hey, I'm not where I need to be, they are really needing you to sit with yourself so you can observe that and figure out what's holding you back. Like why are you letting these little distractions hold you back? Okay. But your guides and your ancestors are definitely in your ballpark. They're really here to assist. I know y'all like, why Peter down here? I was up here doing my committed yoga, and like all of these different words was coming in. Your guides and ancestors also saying like about your circle, like it's like the only people that need to be in your circle are the ones that's going to benefit you. All right. So how do I say this? I feel like we've said this enough on this channel, but they're really harping on it. Like you don't fit. Like you have that version of you is dead. It's no longer there. Like it's no longer you, and that's why you feel out of place, and because you keep trying to insert yourself. It's time to move forward. That's what they're saying. Like it's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to start now. Focusing on the way ahead, not continuously focusing on the past, starting to educate yourself and edify yourself and doing all of these things. But they are, I don't want to say they're sick and tired of hearing about how things are not going for you, because in their mind you are placing yourself here unnecessarily. Like you're not supposed to be there no more. You have evolved, you transitioned. You're no longer that person that you once were. And that's what they're trying to get you to understand. They're trying to get you to see yourself for who you are now, not for who you were then. And it's almost like you're like staying in this spot because this is the space that you're comfortable in. But there's no more growth here for you. All right. So it's time for you now to move to a space where you can grow. And even though when you move into that space, it might feel uncomfortable at first, you need to go somewhere where you can expand. Think about it like this. I like to use this a lot because I like to use gardening, because every time something happens in one's life, it's like, oh man, a plant might pop up, or this might pop up, or that might pop up. But think about like when you're growing like little bitty plants. And a lot of people start off their planting, they start them off in like these little seed trays. And so they start them off in these seed trays until they get into a space, until they get to a size to where they could sustain themselves, and you can take them out and transplant them into, if you're going to put them in a raised bed, or you might just move them over to another pot to allow them to grow a little bit more. A lot of times people do this with trees. They'll start a seed in a little bitty container, and then once the tree grows into a little plant or a seedling, then they'll transplant it into a pot, a bigger container, or they'll put it in the ground. And the reason why they transplant it and put it into another large container, put it into the ground, because the roots are unable to grow and spread out the way that they need to spread out in that little small container. And so if you keep them inside of that small container, even though it's bigger than the seed tray, if you keep it inside the small container, you'll only get leaves. And you'll get all of these beautiful leaves. And these beautiful leaves, you'll be like, oh, wow, look how beautiful my plant is. Look how much my tree has flourished. But you'll never get the fruits that tree is supposed to bear, because that container is not large enough for the roots of that tree to grow. All right, so that the roots of that tree has to be able to, the roots of that tree have to be able to stretch across as far as it needs to, as deep as it needs to, in order to be able to bear fruit, in order to receive enough nutrients to bear fruit. And it's gonna have to go through a lot of things. All right, the roots are gonna have to maneuver and transition through a lot of things before it settles. Okay, but you have to give your roots an opportunity to grow in order for you to bear the fruit. All right, so that's what your guys and your ancestors are saying. It's like, you know, you've been in your comfort zone for a very long time, and you get praised in your comfort zone. You like the master of that skill, because that's where you most comfortable at. But they saying like it's time for you to spread out. You know, it's time for you to fast ancestor. Don't matter where I'm at in my yard, y'all. Like, I'ma hear them. Don't matter where I'm at. I could be in the front. You know, I could be over here. I could be over there. It's like they're gonna make themselves known. But that's what your guys and your ancestors are saying. Your guys and your ancestors say it's time. Like, you've been in that container for too long. You are no longer a seedling. You are no longer a little plant. You are ready to become a tree. And in order to become a tree, you need more. You need more room to grow. And usually a lot of farmers and planters and things like that, gardeners and things like that, they'll put the tree next to another tree so that they can try to catch that tree, or they'll put the plant next to something tall so they can try to reach that the size of that tree that's already been planted, you know. And so with that being said, it may be time for you to go and find a mentor, someone who's already in that arena, somebody who's already grown in that arena, who's getting ready to move on into another arena, so that way you can make your imprint in that arena and get yourself familiar in new territory, in new ground, in new soil, you know, and be fertilized by these older trees, be fertilized by these mentors, because these types of trees, they don't self-pollinate. They need assistance to pollinate, you know what I'm saying? And so you might get, you know, the bees that are already on that tree to help you to grow, because you the baby tree, you the transplant tree, and you trying to figure your way out. And so these bees were like, oh, there's a new little tree, we can go over here and pollinate over here and help this tree pollinate, you know, things like that. And then you begin to bear the fruit and grow the fruit, produce the fruit that you're supposed to produce. Okay, so if you're not producing fruits, it's because you keep making excuses for yourself, or you're staying in the same place. But there's work that you have to do. All right, because you've already had the help that somebody done took you out the seed tray, somebody done took you out the plant, out the container, and put you in either a bigger container or place you in the ground, so that you can have more room to grow. But yet you think that you is still in that little seed tray or that container. Okay, so you guys are ancestors saying it's time for you to start moving forward, and ensure that you're doing what you need to do to protect the things that are yours. Actually, to protect the things that are yours. They want you to. So why they like causing all your friends to fall out with you and causing people like not to be around you, because they want you to just be quiet. Like, they don't want you telling everybody what you got going on no more. You need to, your spiritual journey needs to be silent now. You just need to be a doer. People just need to see you doing now. They don't need to know what you're doing before you're doing it. All they need to do is see it's happening, or see it has happened once you've done it. The answer saying, like, you talking too much. Then you worry about people stealing your stuff. Ain't nobody stealing your stuff. You gave it to them. If somebody breaking your, if you leave your doors unlocked and you try to call the authorities and say, hey, somebody broke into my house, they're going to come out and they're going to investigate. And they're going to look and they're going to say, oh, no one broke into your house. There's no sign of forced entry. It looks like you left the door open for them to come right in. And so in this burglary, this robbery, this situation, it's not a burglary, it's not a home invasion. You left it unsecure, and so they was able to come in and just take all of your belongings, and now you are responsible and you have to pay the deductible with the insurance company. And so on your journey, that's what's happening. You're giving people too much information about you. You're telling them all your ideas and your visions and things like that. And these people are doers, you know. They're not talkers. They're like, yo, how long is it going to take this more to do this thing? And then they go and do it. And then when they go and do it, you think they done stole your stuff. You know, my burn rate is exceptionally fast. All right. When an idea produces in my mind, within days it's got to be executed, because my burn rate is so fast. I can't just sit on it. I have to go. Right? And when I go, I've been got all of these things and done all of these things. All right. And you got a lot of people out there that's like me, that will go out there and do. You know, and so you out here telling all of your spiritual business to the doers. All right. And you can't do that. That's what your ancestors don't want you to do. And your ancestors also don't want you telling your own personal business out there. Because when you become the tree, baby, when you become the tree, guess what? It's gonna be a lot of little seedlings that decided to stay in the seed tray, that's not gonna want to see you be the tree. And they're gonna be hating on you. And they ain't got enough power to take the nutrients from you, take your substance from you, take the things that feed you from you. But they do got enough influence to have little things growing up around them that could infiltrate you before you get to become the tree. All right? So that's what you have to be mindful of. But you guys' ancestors saying that, like, look, whatever going on with you right now is because you got it going on with you. So if you ain't where you need to be in your life, it's because you ain't did what you need to do to get to where you need to be. So you got to do what you got to do to get to where you need to be. Okay? So that's pretty much it, you guys. I told y'all I was going to be quick. I don't want to hold y'all too long. So much more that could be said, but definitely don't want to beat a dead horse. But again, if you like the content on this page, go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you can know when I'm uploading to the channel. Also, if you want to become a member of Patreon, I'm on Patreon a lot more than I am on YouTube. We have our reflective reading coming up. We usually do reflective reading, like that's when we go over books and we decode the books together and we find out new meanings for new things. It's not always spiritual books, it's different types of books. We also have our anonymous corner, and our anonymous corner is where we get together and we talk about all things spiritual. On Patreon, we also have our chit chat. That's our spiritual support group, and we dialogue with one another about the things that we're experiencing on our spiritual journey, and figuring out ways to help one another. Each one teach one. All right, so that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this message, and I'll holler at you.